Let you know. Let you know. Let you know. Let you know.
Yes. Welcome to Let You Know podcast. It's your boy EK in the building. And I want to introduce my panel today.
This is at Unicorn in human form. You can catch me on the motherfucking IG, and you can catch me on that the Twitter X at NOOZ as well. Let's get this shit popping, man. What we talking about today? What's next?
Castardi, follow the Let You Know podcast. Let's talk about it. I will let you know.
Yeah, this D Free coming from Hamilton County. I stay in Hamilton County. I ain't never leaving Hamilton County. It's safe in Hamilton County.
I know that.
Shoot.
I feel that. What we rapping about today, man? What's on your mind, man? What you got us up here for?
My first question is, who used to be, or who is, or who was your celebrity crush?
Shoot, I'll tell you from the start, man, mine has always been the same. It's never changed, and it never will change. The one and only Janet Jackson. I don't think it could be topped. The penny from Good Times Janet Jackson to now.
Why Janet Jackson?
Oh man, cutest, the most beautiful woman I think ever graced the earth is Janet Jackson. I don't think there's a woman more better than Janet Jackson from all aspects. Businesswoman, attractive, no baby daddies like that. I mean, she ain't run around with 6 kids. Janet Jackson is the ideal woman. Oh, for sure.
Look, check me out. My childhood crush was the Brat Tat Tat Tat.
Hey, you talked about Janet?
The youngin' people. Yeah, the lesbian. That was my hit. That was my thing. I was in there 94, 95, 96, 97 until I got grown up to realize what a dyke was.
The Brat, the Bull Dagger.
I ain't gonna lie, I had a crush.
The Brat Tat Tat.
Yeah, I had a crush on the Brad too.
Hell no.
Why the Brad?
And man, just to keep it 1,000, man, it's something with me. It's something about a woman that can pull off sneakers and pumps. If she can do both, she can wear one of these and wear a jersey or something and wear a skirt and a dress. That's like the ultimate woman to me.
The Brad ain't wore a skirt in 20 years.
She wore a 2-piece bikini in the video with Tyrese.
I remember.
That was my I told you niggas moment. That's when I was like, I knew it.
She dressed so much like a boy. I don't remember that. When you said jerseys, I was like, yeah, she got jerseys.
Yeah.
You said pumps, I was like, where the pumps?
Yeah. She started on every WNBA team.
Oh, everything.
We're going to the girls, man. Who was your crush, ladies? Who was your first crush growing up?
Mine was Ice Cube.
With the curl?
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube with the Jerry curl?
Are we there yet, Ice Cube?
Which Ice Cube and why?
All of them.
All of them. Hey, so back in
Anaconda Ice Cube?
Yep.
I got a question for the woman. So back in the day, like when motherfuckers had Jerry curls, was girls looking at like, ooh, girl, look at his curl? Well, they do that.
I wasn't even looking at the curl. I was looking at the face and his demeanor.
All right, you just like Cube and the hard shit.
Yeah.
He don't age though. That dude does not age.
Got your scowling mean.
Right.
I'm assuming his son is your second crush.
Introduce yourself.
Right.
Why you?
I mean, I ain't gonna say he my crush, but I mean, they look alike. He's handsome.
Just alike.
Hey y'all, it's Shiz. I've been sitting here trying to think. I don't remember having like a real crush for real. Like,
me neither.
Crush.
I agree.
You know, it was people that I thought was attractive or talented, or I like to see them, but I don't remember really crushing on nobody.
I ain't never had no crush either. Not on no celebrity, but I'd have had a crush on the girl down the street.
Not growing up, no celebrity crushes, nobody that you thought.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't never had no crush with no motherfucker on TV.
You ain't never had no posters on your wall or nothing like that from Right On and none of that?
I
No,
did. I mean, but it was a different, bunch of different groups. A lot of it was like Brandy, Monica, Lil Romeo, Bow Wow. I mean, I
Mystical.
guess if I had to say I had a crush, Usher, maybe.
Well, for me, I do like Janet Jackson, of course. You know, I say
man, don't be
Paula Abdul.
crush. Get your
Paula
own
Abdul
crush.
is my favorite.
Get your own crush.
Get your own crush. nigga.
What? Paula Abdul? Paula Abdul was my crush.
Oh, Paula Abdul, you was ready to tear that up.
Straight up. Remember that song, Straight Up, boy? That was my video, boy. I used to watch that.
Remember Robert Townsend had a show back in the day, and he had a daughter in the show.
Yeah,
Her name was like Zaria in the show or some shit.
I know what you're talking about.
I used to look at her and be like, damn, man, she look good, but that's it.
Don't let me forget Rosie Perez. Rosie Perez is one of my
Oh
ones
yeah,
too.
yeah. Definitely Rosie Perez.
Them titties and that accent,
Yeah, especially in white.
That
man.
accent, boy. That
Woo. With
that
them
Billy I'm
titties.
thirsty shit. Woo.
I remember my first celebrity real crush where I was like I wanted to see this man all the time. Every time I saw him, I would have a fit. But it was in my older age. The guy that plays, I don't know how to say his name, but he plays Ralph Angel in Queen Sugar.
I know who you talking about because I watched Queen Sugar.
He's a very handsome, dark chocolate, white teeth having ass nigga. He's fine. He looks.
I believe he African,
So
ain't he?
he's somebody you been loving.
Yeah, he got an African name. Him and not.
You
Yeah,
said
what the
Steel?
fuck is this nigga's name?
You said
Damson
Steel?
Idris from Snowfall.
Snowfall
Right.
just came out.
No, you we just naming
that
out
was
people
my
that we
crush.
think are cute now. I mean, no homo, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, that ain't
You
that.
say?
We didn't know who that nigga was
Yeah,
2
we
years
talking about
ago.
a crush, yo. You just talking about some handsome people.
No, but those are people that I actually like crushed on, like finding their Instagram, scrolling through, liking everything, like yeah.
Oh yeah, you lusted.
Yeah, that's lust. I got a
What
crush
was
on the
your
girl.
grown
At
to be
the,
crushing.
Ain't that a
We
crush?
too old to be crushing.
yeah, because I got a crush at the girl at Walmart down the street. Aisle 7.
What'd you say?
Not aisle 7.
Aisle 7.
Shout out to aisle 7. Shout out to all the babes on
Hey,
aisle
don't
7.
let them get on. Don't let them get on you, Chazzy. Hey, it's whatever. Any
No, I said what I said.
Right.
I ain't mad at you.
Say what you
I ain't
said.
mad at you.
Well, I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna ask y'all this: Is it harder now to date now, or is it easier?
I feel it depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah, like I really wouldn't know about it because I ain't dated after 40, but I would think your perspective on dating should be a lot more mature on how you approach and getting what you want, and you know what I'm saying? Versus, when you young, you just, especially for men, we just lusting like a motherfucker. We just, you know what I'm saying? We looking at everything and want a little, but the older you get, what you looking for is different.
Right.
You know what I'm
What's
saying?
important to you? What's important to you is different.
Shit is different when you get older. Like when you're younger, that shit ain't some shit. When you get older, is not as important. You know what I'm saying? Period. You would think you would have a more mature and smarter decision, dating over 40. You know what I'm saying? You'd be able to pick and eliminate shit a little bit better versus when you're younger, because you done been through some shit too, possibly. So I think it would be easier over 40 than it would under 40.
Well, let me say this. I hope it's easier.
Yeah.
Anybody over 35, to be honest with you.
Right.
Absolutely not.
You don't think so? Well, let me say this first.
Absolutely not.
Okay, I respect that. But the reason why I say that is because once you get to a certain age and a certain point in life, almost everybody should have the same wants and desires to a certain extent. You should want longevity. You should want a family. You should want a house. Not necessarily a house, but a consistent place where you lay your head. I mean,
Right.
just certain things that most people should be looking for when you get to that point. That's just my thoughts.
Okay, well, where do you hang out where these people are? Because that's where I need to be.
Hamilton County. Hamilton County. He said
That's
he ain't
him.
leaving
Yeah,
Hamilton
okay. I
County.
just left
He
That's
said he
him.
ain't never
Hamilton
leaving.
They ain't never leaving. I
He
ain't
said
never
he ain't
leaving.
never
I don't go
leaving.
past. I don't go past 96th Street.
I just left Hamilton County.
Come back. Come back. And look, you come back and leave your
I
door
need to
unlocked.
make
You
a
good.
U-turn, don't I?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Look, you could go in the gas station and you are perfectly fine. Leave it running. But my perspective is probably a little bit different than most because I've been with my better half 17 years. We've been together for a long time. And I know
The
how I
whole
was
the whole 17.
a whole 17 straight. And I can tell you how I was at 20 is not the same way I am at 40. My expectations is completely different. My tolerance is different. My goals are different. How I see myself in 10 years is different. I mean, just so many things are different. Like, no disrespect to anybody, but it kills me when I see 40-year-olds going out to the club. What are you doing there? What's your thoughts?
I agree.
I agree. I agree.
You should be in bed. Don't you got to work tomorrow? Don't you got a kid to put on the bus? You know what I'm saying?
I have a whole lot to say.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Next.
Please, go ahead. Speak.
Well, it's
I don't
not
get
a whole
offended.
lot.
No.
It's just what it is. It's like I'm overflowing. So you would think that, but I have been divorced for 4 years, and since I've been out here as a single adult, like it is not what you think it would be as an adult. I don't really discriminate too much when it comes to age. And so this guy, we was talking and stuff, and he was
How old are you?
like
If you don't mind me asking, not to cut you off, how old are you?
35.
I'm sorry.
35.
Okay. So a 20-year-old you would date?
Oh no, I'm talking about like when it comes to older men.
Okay, I see what you're saying. My bad. Go ahead. I'm
So
sorry.
yeah, okay, my bad. I wasn't specific. When it comes to older men, I don't discriminate. I'm not.
Gotcha.
No, I would not date anybody that's 20 years old. He said he was 56. That was cool. And he was like, I got this going on. Like, I was paralyzed. I can't walk. I'm on a cane. I don't work. Yeah, I get a check, but I can, like, he couldn't just really do anything for me. Don't have a car, no nothing.
Wait a second.
And I
Wait,
was
wait,
just,
wait.
as
Wait,
I
wait.
kept
Hey,
saying,
Hold on.
Hey,
I want to hear
Chad.
the
Hey,
story.
Chad, can I get it?
but
Let me
I
get
didn't
it. Can
know
I get
all
it?
of this. We was
Can I get it?
just having a
Please.
conversation. Go ahead.
Wait. You may not discriminate against age, and I can feel you on that. I completely understand that. But well, we got to be able to go up the stairs together, though. We can't find it.
And I'm like, well,
There ain't an
like,
hey, every building don't have an elevator. We gotta, Never mind.
I saw me as literally as his caregiver, like right before my
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
What else could you be? What else could you be? What else?
I ain't tying no shoe. I ain't tying nobody's shoes.
Oh, that is funny though.
And
Oh,
he
nigga,
was
that's the
well,
beginning of it, nigga. That ain't even the worst, nigga.
Oh,
Tying the shoe is the easy part, nigga.
Hey, when you pull out the
get real.
Velcro,
You gotta put that nigga deodorant on and everything.
when you gotta pull out Velcro Timberlands, I'm done.
Yarn, stop.
That's crazy.
This nigga wearing Crocs everywhere. You can't wear Crocs everywhere.
And so we was talking about like relationships and stuff, and I'm like, well, you've never been married or really been in like a real relationship. I think he might have said like maybe one or two. And I said, well, if you don't mind me asking, why didn't you ever get married? And he was like, I'm still waiting for the right person. I was like, sir, you're like halfway to the fucking nursing home. What do you mean you're waiting for the right person? You are 56 years old. Like, and I hope I'm not to be offensive. I'm just saying, like, how are you still waiting for the right one? I'm like, yeah, we can be friends, but I'm still like, you can't do nothing for me, sir. Absolutely nothing.
It's the
I'm just
Velcro
not even
Tims for me.
interested.
Facts. I'm still
not
trying to figure out how he
interested. And I
going.
don't
I'm still
wanna-
trying to
it's
figure out
not
how he
like-
gonna walk down the aisle.
He gonna roll.
Yo,
Look, and
yo.
the way that we date 35 and up, I feel like I'm in the teenage world. Like I got teenagers, and I really low key be like, they really out here doing it. They really out here doing it better than us because as you get older, you have more stipulations. Like standards are good. Everybody should have standards, but people are so picky, and you can't do this and you can't do
Yeah,
that. And if you do this,
facts.
like, oh, it's just over, and it was that one little thing. These kids, and I remember even me as a teenager. You just, oh, he look good, she look good, we kind of like each other, and they just make shit work. Like they literally build their relationship. They don't even have to be knowing shit about each other, but they get
That's because they're
together and
there.
create a relationship and have this little bond, and they be kicking it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We
but it
can't
doesn't
even do
last
that as
though.
adults.
but then
Yeah,
they
but
be carefree, and then they end up having a baby, and then these niggas can't stand each other. Then you
Yeah.
figure out you done had the baby with the wrong motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you that young, everything you don't have the responsibilities that you have. I mean, just think of everybody that's on here right now. Everybody on here right now is probably over the age of 25. So if you're over the age of 25, you know your responsibility is completely different than the average teenager. So
Right.
even if you was a young parent, like I had my first child when I was 20 years old, my mom said at 20 years old was still put my son down to sleep and I'm going to the club. You know what I mean? It even if I had a girlfriend or not, she can go with me. We live carefree. But now when you get to a certain age, it's more stressful with all the things that you have in your life that pushes sometimes your partner away. So when you 19, 20, 18 or whatever your age is, your common denominator is we don't have responsibilities. So of course everything's fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything's fun.
Right.
That shit
Well, I was
changes.
just saying that to say, like you were saying, like, you know, people should know what they want or be more this or
Right.
that with dating, you know, 40 plus, 30 plus,
I got you.
whatever. But it's not. I have come across so many men, all age ranges. And men are afraid, a lot of men, not all men, are afraid of commitment. They don't want to settle down. And they just, oh, let's just be friends and they want relationship benefits without actually committing
I was
to a
about to say they want to be
relationship.
friends
So,
with benefits.
The reason
I was saying
why,
I don't think that makes us. I don't think we do it because we're afraid.
no, we
what's
ain't
the
afraid.
word?
It's the reason why we do that is because the way women act to men is more like, what have you done for me lately? You understand? And us as men, we want loyalty even when we up or even when we down. And a lot of
That's true.
situations, women fuck with a dude when he up, but when he down or he hurting, a lot of women will draw back from him.
But what
Because-
about the women who do stick around, like that have done that and they still get fucked in the end?
Because some of them.
Oh, it's gonna be some fucking.
Hold on.
My bad.
That's because some of them is stupid and they ain't opening their eyes to realize what's in front of their eyes. People don't realize that in life, dude. Like, believe what you see. Like, don't fucking lie to yourself.
Right.
This has
Right.
happened. When they showing you this is happening. You know what I'm saying?
I just let me piggyback to what he said because he nailed it.
Yeah,
The
but
real point, the real fact is this. I can't see your name too much. Is it Ches?
Yeah.
Okay, Ches. The problem is most people stick around way too long, even when they saw signs that wasn't the one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And whether you put your name on a lease, how many people you know, Herbert, put their name on a lease with somebody that they barely even know? You know what I'm saying? The
Right.
problem is most people stick around way too long. Like you said, you got teenagers. Why are you still living in Indiana? Go travel. Go try Ohio. Try Florida. Try Kentucky. I mean, any state you want to try. But obviously, if it's not working out for you, sometimes it's your location. You know what I mean? You may not found Mr. Right based off of your location. You might be better than the average dude that you see.
Really believe
Excuse me,
that.
not necessarily better than the average dude, but what I'm saying is sometimes men can get intimidated from a strong woman. You know what I'm saying? So when you encountering that, sometimes it's not that they don't want to settle down. They just looking at you like, damn, I know she gonna find somebody better than me. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you might be better than who you talking to. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta step outside your comfort zone and your box in your area and go explore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes the problem is most women are
Somebody
looking
else
so hard
told
to
me
find
that.
So sometimes the biggest problem is women are so hard to try to find a relationship, and dudes are just so happy to find someone that they like. It's a big difference. A
Yeah.
big difference.
It is.
I agree, boy. You hit that on the nose right there, boy.
It's true.
That was a good
It's
word.
true. It's true.
Would you rather be liked or would you rather be loved?
Love
I want to be both.
Love.
the right way.
Well, what about I
Because
can
you
love
can
you, but
love
I don't gotta
somebody
like
and
you. I
not
don't gotta
like
like you to love you. I don't,
Like
I, I
grows
don't, I
into
don't gotta, I
love.
don't gotta
That's
love you.
what
I mean, you got don't y'all got like family members that you love, but you don't like them niggas.
Yep.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. You gotta, I mean, like your baby daddy or whoever you might have a kid with, you still got love for them or you love them in a way, but you might not like them.
Man, everybody on this thing right now has been with somebody. They look back 5 years from now and go, "I can't believe I was with that person."
Hell
But
yeah.
then can you think about this? Can you actually love a motherfucker you don't like?
Look,
That's what I'm
everybody thought of
saying. I
somebody.
don't
Everybody
think
thought of that person too.
Man, for real, you ain't even. You ain't even.
Can you actually love some person you don't like?
hit it on the nose.
yes, you can. You can
think
love
so?
them and not like them. That's why, in my opinion, I think I'd rather be liked than like if you like me, then we cool. You ain't gotta love me. You can just like me and I'm cool. But the fact
I'd
that
rather
you
be
can love
respected.
somebody,
So wait a minute. No, seriously though.
True.
You think you can actually be loved but not liked? Like
It's not possible.
I think. Listen, to me, it's steps. Like you can like somebody, then you like them, and then you love them. You know what I'm saying? How can you love somebody you don't like?
Man, you know where love
Well,
comes
maybe we
from.
don't
That's
want to
just
say love. Maybe you just say you care. Like, I don't like you, but we
can't
aren't
care.
together anymore, but I care about you. I don't want anything bad to happen to you, and
Yeah.
I'm going to look out if
exactly,
you need me.
I think that's the word.
exactly.
I mean, if you don't care, what do you give a fuck what happens to them?
No,
That's a
I said
fact.
you do care. You do
Oh,
care.
okay.
That's I love you, but I just don't like you. I don't like you, but I love you.
You could like a motherfucker. Listen, you could love your kid, but not like the motherfucker you had a kid with. People do it all the time.
Right.
That's why I was saying what Evan said. I disagree with, because I think you have to start by liking somebody. It's a lot of people that just like each other, and the truth of the matter is, time makes you fall in love.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not possible to love somebody and not like them. You have to start off by liking somebody. When you saw that person in the grocery store, you were infatuated with, you got the number, you started liking them. Next thing you know, y'all spend a lot of time together, and you start finding that's when that love kicks in. Love comes in time.
I was just gonna say, I feel like that situation happens a lot in marriages. I feel like it happened in mine. Like, I got to a point where I just really didn't like him anymore. I didn't like who he was.
What did he do?
No,
Tell the truth. What
well,
did he?
we're
He
not
did
gonna
something.
talk about that on the
Yeah,
recording.
well,
I respect that. But my point is that he did something to make you stop liking him. It just didn't happen in time.
So do
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you love him?
Right now,
No, period. What you mean right now? So that's what I'm talking about. That's what I said with how women are about.
no,
like,
I'm saying, like, are you asking me, do I love him, like, right now, like the man that I divorced that I'm no longer with?
do you love that nigga? Period.
No.
Or that's what we saying. Like I was like, that's why I was asking. Like, can you really love a motherfucker you don't like?
Because, like, love is an action,
Right.
and you're serving me, I'm serving you. I mean, even if I'm upset with you, I'm mad with you, I don't like the person that you are, I'm still doing the little shit to make sure you good while we still have to deal with each other. I could just say fucking and just not do shit.
Right. But my love for you allows me not to let that happen.
Right.
But I don't like
That's
you.
just
So
it
but I
ain't
don't
no
like
right
you.
or wrong. That's just my perspective.
I just think we keep moving the goalposts, because if we're talking about a relationship, now when you start talking about family and friends and exes, that's totally different. Like, I have 3 kids by 2 different women. I got love for my kids' mom. I don't love them like that anymore. I don't even really like them. I don't know them anymore. They are totally different people now. But my point is that when you're in a relationship, meaning someone you live with, someone you're dating, it's just you two. Whatever the scenario is, you have to start off by liking them, and then it grows to love. Now, what happens in the relationship at that point? That's why I asked her, what did he do? Because if he did something, whether it be physical, whether he cheated, whatever it was, we don't need to go in depth into that, but it made you stop liking him. You can still love him, but it made you stop liking him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It could be something he didn't do.
What do you mean?
A
Like
lot
you
of
said,
shit.
he did. It could be something that he wasn't doing. You know what I'm saying?
But that's still something that you did do. So in other words, like if a woman likes to be wined and dined, and you was whining and dining her when you met her, and you stopped whining and dining her, that's still something you did. So every action is still something. So regardless of what you didn't do, it was still something you did do. You understand what I'm saying? You might have been a person
Yeah, I
that, like,
understand. We're saying the same thing. Just like I was about to say, if your ass wasn't getting wined and dined, that's something. And she wanted that. That's something he didn't do.
right,
Or,
right. I feel you. I feel you.
like you said, people stay in the relationships too long, because they keep thinking, well, he's gonna come around or she's gonna come around, or I know, like they can make a motherfucker change.
But
You
how
know what I'm
long is too long though? Like, why is it?
That's
I
a
feel like I stuck
discretion.
around a little
That's
longer to try to see. You want to make your marriage or your especially
How long is the lease?
marriage
That's
for me.
that's
You
up to
want-
your discretion. That's up to how desperate you are. And
Why it gotta be desperate?
because some people so desperate, that's why they stay so long.
That's
And they
But what
women.
if
don't
That's
they
not
just
change.
dudes.
really
That's
want to
women.
work on their marriage and want to actually give it a chance to see if they have hope that maybe it could work?
That never works. Everybody knows that. That's like when you hear people say they broke up and they got back together. That shit never lasts. Once you break up, it's a wrap.
Relationship work, you have to choose to make that relationship work. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to be able to make sure you don't make bad decisions. Your choice.
I agree.
Yeah, to do some shit or not do some shit. So it's really up to you. Like when motherfuckers have relationships and they work for a long time, it's because these two people is making a decision to make this shit work. They're making a decision not to allow no bullshit or get distracted.
You
They
nailed it.
the right way, they walking the right way, they talking the right way, and they both being accountable on both sides. And that's the
Facts.
decision that they make.
Facts.
Like a business agreement. Like if you had a business agreement in the contract and you wrote down the contract, you ain't gonna breach the contract. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, you nailed that, my guy. You hit that 100% on the head. Real talk. But I'll add on to that by saying it shouldn't be hard. If you with somebody you're supposed to be with and you enjoy being with that person, they enjoy being with you, it should not be hard. There should be hard moments. That's just life.
Oh,
Whether
absolutely.
somebody lose their job, somebody get hurt, something like that unforeseen. But
Right.
towards a team, there's like my father said something the other day that just hit me dead in the head. And I ended up saying it to my girl, which is, it is me and you against everybody. Nigga, it is not that hard to be with somebody that you want to be with and they want to be with you. If it is hard, then that is not the person you're supposed to be with.
Absolutely.
It's that simple. I don't never come home wishing that she wasn't here or she was gone to her friend's house or she was asleep. I ain't never had that feeling. Real talk. Now, there's days I come home where I'm tired as fuck. I don't feel like talking. I ain't trying to hang out. I need my space. That's just people. That's just being a human being.
Right.
But that whole, when I hear people say, I tried to make it work, I tried to make what work? Obviously it didn't work, or you wouldn't have to try to make something work. You see what I'm saying? It ain't a video.
Right.
It ain't a remote. Nigga, you can't replace the batteries.
Like when you going through shit with that motherfucker and you having problems or somebody lacking, you tell them where they lacking at. Like I said, it's like business. When you try to get business done, you communicate and you make sure people understand what the language is and everything, and then you make your decision.
Facts.
See, that be the right there, the communication. Like everybody's communication is different, especially when you're getting older.
That's true, because a lot of people think they good communicators and they not. And
I mean, I agree with y'all. So I'm listening because I agree. Like you said, if you really want to be with that person, it shouldn't be hard to communicate and give out what you want back.
That's right.
And
right.
I also feel like the communication. Some motherfuckers don't want to hear or listen to their mistakes, or, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Okay, well, I'm telling you this I don't feel right, or I feel some type of way. Oh, no, you don't. You can't tell me how I feel. I'm expressing to you how I feel because I want us to, try to make shit work, or, learn from our mistakes and move on. So it won't happen.
Because, at certain points, we do get stuck in our ways, and it's hard. It's hard to like intertwine both of y'all when you like this certain way, and then she like this a certain way, and then you
But
gotta
you gotta compromise. Ain't
yeah.
nobody perfect. Ain't no
Right, you gotta
relationship
compromise.
And that to me,
And also, the older you are, like back to the under 40 or over 40.
Well, I'm under 40, so
but I believe I'm talking about the topic. I believe,
He wanted to make sure we knew that. She wasn't playing either.
definitely.
but I believe that when the older you get, the more you're willing to compromise.
Especially if you got sense started. You know what I'm saying? If you got sense and like, damn, drama is not gonna be couldn't be the end all be all. We can do something, we can be able to talk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're more willing to compromise and actually listen to a person. Like I was saying, I was talking to this 25-year-old young man this morning, and he was telling me about a date he went on. He went to the movies, right? And he paid for the movie. He went to the movies and shit, and he tried to sneak a pop in, and he told the girl to put the pop in her purse, but the girl refused to, saying, "No, we can't do that and all that." So the nigga got mad and left her at the movies.
Damn.
I was
Oh,
like,
over
like,
some
nigga,
pop?
I was like, did y'all go there together? He was like, yeah. I was like, damn, you didn't even take her back home? He was like, no, man, I just thought that stupid, man. I'm paying for the movie. No gas, nothing. She can't even sneak a pop in the motherfucker. I said, damn.
But if he didn't have enough money to do all that, then he should have never been going on a date.
He got the money. I'm saying, I know that they got the money. It was just
maybe it was a test. Maybe he was testing.
Man, no, that's some bullshit.
It is some bullshit.
I'm talking to the young nigga. I'm like, damn,
to leave her.
You cutthroat. Matter of fact, actually, what he said is he drunk the pop down anyway, because she told him just drink it before we go in. But then when they went in, the movie was sold out, and that's what put him over the top. And he was like, "Fuck that," just left her there.
But that was way too emotional. Like, I wouldn't have wanted to fuck with him anyway, because if you get emotional like that over something that small, just imagine if it was something big. Like,
I asked him, yeah, would you take her to the movies for?
Yeah.
That's
damn.
Like
when you was a young man, you was easy, or a young woman, y'all was easy. Well, I know a young man, I can't speak for a young woman. For a young man, it was like I could cut a girl off like, you know what I'm saying? If it was something we disagreed with, or so, just petty dumb shit. Like, oh no, you out of here.
Yeah, because you wasn't looking for a wife when you were young like that. You wasn't looking for a long term.
No,
it's easy now. Shit.
You're right.
It really
You
is.
wasn't looking for that. You wasn't looking for the core values. You just looking at the booty.
I hate to be a woman right now. I know it's hard for y'all.
Era right now where everybody's saying like marriages don't last like no other, like marriages don't last. You got the social media shit, and be real, when you 35, 40, a lot of the good people are already married and taken. So I can see why it gets a little hard in the pickings get slim or whatever they say, you know?
Yeah, but the good people, you don't even give the rest of the good people a chance. Like, I think people be so nervous and just real weary and skeptical. There are still good people out here, but they may come with some shit you don't want to deal with. Let's put it like that.
It's 360 million people. It's nothing but, it's more good people than it is bad people. It's just people that are just more choosy is what it is. Nobody's willing. Y'all used this word a minute ago, compromise.
Yeah,
nobody's willing to it could be a good ass dude, no kids, pays his bills. He may not have the best job, but let him come pick you up, or don't let him come pick you up in a 1999. Nigga, y'all gonna be like,
Like, we can take my car, you can park right here, we gonna hop in the truck.
Yeah, until your girlfriends find out he driving 1999, and then they go.
My girlfriends, we ain't like that. First of all,
That's good. That's good. I respect that.
They ain't like that.
I respect that.
But it also goes
but that's
like
not the norm.
99, like that's material shit. Like you don't know.
Right. That's what I'm saying. In my opinion, it ain't
Girls are materialistic.
about
Women
Yeah,
are
let's not act like
materialistic.
women are materialistic
it ain't
now.
about no material shit at all.
Not all of them. Don't get me wrong. I like nice shit, but
It
I'm
ain't
not
everybody
about to.
like nice shit. Everybody still like
Exactly.
nice shit.
But
Women
I'm
are
not
vanity.
I'm
Women
not
are
about to-
women are vanity driven.
Right now, it's society's point of view. And don't get me wrong, y'all. Like, don't be offended when I say this. Listen, women and men are not equal. And nowadays, they want to say like we are. It's just not. We're not equal. I'm not saying better. I'm not saying one is better than the other. If I would, I would say a man because I'm a man. But I ain't saying that. But what I'm saying is this. It's like jobs we can do that y'all can't do.
1,000%. I agree
Yeah.
with
You know
you.
what I'm saying? Your body ain't
1,000%.
structured like that. Your bones ain't structured like that. You know what I'm saying? Your minds ain't like that. The testosterone it's just that we got shit that y'all ain't got, and it's vice versa too. Like y'all do shit we can't do.
Outside of making a baby, what?
Well, that's a good segue.
A lot of shit, nigga.
Like what?
Listen,
Outside of making a baby, what?
Most successful companies and
I can tell you.
households is being managed by women, dog.
No, we can't do that, bro. I respect you. I respect you. We just have to agree to disagree. And I don't mean no.
Listen, you can look at the data. You can look at go into the biggest companies and see who's in this head and who's this and who's running this.
I'm just gonna name five. Google, Amazon, Nike, Adidas, Reebok. I mean, Coca-Cola. I mean, we can't do that. What I'm saying to you is that let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this real quick. I respect what you're saying, and I respect women a lot. I got
them companies.
Hold on one second. I respect women. I'm raising 3 amazing daughters, and I teach them to be strong women. My brother's Evan. He'll tell you that. But what we can't do is we have to be honest. There's one thing that women have above all men. They are able to bear children. That's what gives them their most power. Now, how they hold on. Now, how they deal with that power is another thing. They got to be selective with that. But outside of having children, I challenge anybody on here to tell me one thing a woman can do that men can't do. And I'll flip it, but I'll tell you 1,000 things that men can't. That's why you got to be careful when we get into that whole sex thing, because when we do that, it's not going to always come out right. But outside of having the children, what's one thing that a woman can do that a man can't do? I'll wait.
It doesn't come out right because people over time, like with a whole lot of other shit, just try to diminish and get rid of gender roles and, oh, there isn't a such thing and I don't believe in gender roles. I grew up in a traditional household and I wholeheartedly believe in gender roles. And I didn't fight for that equality and shit. That was some women I didn't know way back in the motherfucking day. I did not fight for that shit. I mean, I don't know what women mean when they say this, but you will never hear me say that I don't need a man. I do need a man. I can accomplish the things that I need to and handle my shit like I'm supposed to, but I still feel like I need a man.
I respect you for saying that.
Need or want? Need or want?
There's a man.
There you go, Evan. There you go, Evan. Because outside of a man protecting you, what do you need a man for? Outside of a protection, what do you need a man for? You can get up on your own. You can go to work. You can drive. You can do everything that a man can do from that standpoint. But outside of protection, so it's not need, you want.
Now that's where y'all go with that making them equal type of shit. Listen, she need a man because a woman.
No, you said want, but go ahead.
No, she need a man because a woman need a man for leadership.
You think Oprah needs Stedman?
Man, I bet you it's a man leading Oprah.
Who?
So y'all think
Oprah's
she's doing
a
it by
different type
herself?
of woman.
It probably ain't
No.
Stedman. It's probably somebody she admired that put her on.
No.
I bet you she being led by a man. Like, y'all gotta think about that type of shit. Stedman ain't shit, but Oprah didn't learn that shit by herself.
We just gotta be careful when we trying to describe wants and needs. These two women that are on here right now, that I see right now, they don't actually need a man. I guarantee you, both of y'all. Watch this. Both of y'all single?
No.
No. Okay. You said you're single. Okay, so I'm gonna speak to the one that's single. You pay your bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you said you have teenagers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you raising them primarily, right?
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple teenagers. I got a little bit of every.
But my point is that if you never found a man from this day forward to the day you die, hopefully it's in 50 years or 60 years, you not missing anything except for what you want. Needing is completely different. Now, if you want to have a child, you would need a man. That's why I said the only thing is having a child. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
Because explain a gay woman then.
Listen, I agree with you about the biggest thing that guy is having a child, dog. But you gotta, like, your perspective, your point of view. You talking from like nothing but a man. Like you not.
That's all I can do.
I know, but
right.
You can also listen. You can also try to learn like what a woman really wants and what a woman really needs. And she's telling you she need a man because, and I'm telling you, she want leadership. She want to be a feminine woman. She don't want to have to do all that shit you just named off. Nigga,
I agree with Casardi because
you don't need it because that's how they think.
But you using the word want, Stardy. Every time you said it, you saying she wants, not she needs.
It's a woman on here. She can cut.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just ask her.
But I agree with Casardi. Like a lot of us strong women, we are.
What woman want to be that goddamn? What woman want to be all strong and shit? And what real man want a super strong ass woman?
No, I'm talking about strong as far as like being a nurturer, like trying to give you that guidance to support to push yourself to be better for us.
Right. On
so
everything.
I agree with you.
I'm just saying this, dog, because this is something I know. I've been married for 13 years, man, and at one point I had to sit down and shut myself down and get into the side of a woman's mind so I could really understand where the fuck they coming from. You know what I'm saying? Not just my woman, but all women. So I was learning some shit. I just be like, damn. Okay, I get it a little bit more. We be so stuck in our masculine and, you know what I'm saying, stuck in our ways and shit, we can't get through that shit. But, you know what I'm saying, some motherfuckers gotta go through that shit, or you gotta really wanna learn that shit. If you wanna do that shit, you know what I'm saying, I got what I need. You know what I'm saying? I got family, I got wife, kids, I'm raising kids, we all in the same house. You know what I'm saying? We good. Everybody got insurance policies. You know, all that type of shit. I got what I need. This is what I wanted in life. So I got what I needed.
Like I don't have a problem being submissive, but you gotta show me that you can guide me in the right direction in order for me to be submissive.
Women want to be led, dog.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's a people thing. I don't think it's a woman thing. I think that's a people thing. It's the men that want to be led too.
The male perspective is really valued over it. Like when I listen to my guy friends, I hear them saying, "Well, you should do this," or "Look at it like this," or "Woo woo," and they just be breaking it. I'll be like, "Damn, I need a fucking man." Like I didn't look at it like that. Or thank you so much. Like it could be any small shit, little shit. Like. You know what I mean? It's just from a different.
But that's the reason why.
And that's why you see society like it is. You see more women trying to be dudes. Some of them is turning into dudes. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these niggas is turning into women.
Yep.
This is real shit. And what's even the biggest part about it is mostly in our community. And black people doing this shit. And how many white drag queens you see running around this motherfucker?
And that's why I say in our community, we don't value marriages as much as the other races. Because you notice in other races, they stay together for umpteen years. Like even back in the day when like our grandparents, our great uncles, they all was together for what? How long? 40 years. So it's like
what if they was together 40, 50 years and it wasn't healthy though?
It was. Listen, they had a purpose. They was together for the purpose of building the family, raising the family. You know, it wasn't about them. Motherfuckers today is so selfish.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They always. I be hating the fucking saying about like, dude, will make you happy. Nigga, it's a lot of shit that will make me happy, but I gotta sacrifice some of that shit for what I love, for the people I love.
You can't do what makes you happy when you're in a relationship that you want to make work or that you want to continue to build with. So you can't do.
I gotta do what make us happy.
Exactly.
Hey, and that's the thing. What happened in my marriage? I was married for 8 years, and I felt like I was doing everything right. I was being the man. I was providing. I made sure they had everything that they needed, no matter what.
Just like you got your point of view on your side in marriage, what happened in your marriage, she got her point of view too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So me and my wife, we came together and was like, look, what we gonna do? We gonna do this or not? Now, if we gonna do this, we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to be here. If you ain't willing to be here, or you know what I'm saying, be on that shit.
What you said though. Listen to what you said. Y'all compromised where y'all came together, and y'all said y'all gonna do this.
But it goes back to
it can't be one-sided.
How can a marriage even be one-sided though?
It can't.
I've never been married.
It definitely can be.
It can be, but it shouldn't be.
No, it definitely shouldn't be, but it can.
How does it even get to that? How does it even get to being one? Like I said, I've never been married, so I don't.
Yeah, that's what.
But how does the other person allow it?
It ain't always selfishness. Somebody could. I was married. I was with the same person for 11 years, from I was 19 till I was 30. We was married for 7 of those years. And just shit was not happening the way that it should. I'm like, I just feel like I'm doing so much, like all the things. Like, I don't feel like we are a team. Like, this is not a partnership. Like, what's going on? And I was doing so much that I really didn't have time to like stop and think. And one day it just hit me. And I said, are you depressed? And I'll never forget this. Like, this always stick with me. He said yes.
Wow.
And it just kind of got quiet, and then we never talked about it again. And I be feeling, I have felt some type of way when I go back over my marriage to see what I could have done differently. Right. And I'm like, I really feel like I should have, talked. And I said that to say it ain't always that the other person is selfish. They could just be going through some shit, and y'all just don't know how to navigate that shit together, or they don't know how to talk about it, or you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
well, motherfuckers done shut down already.
I definitely.
They don't want to talk about.
What's confusing to me when I hear y'all talk about the selfishness in the marriage is were they not selfish before y'all got married? Like, did it just came out of nowhere?
No, it wasn't.
No, because when you trying to go after something, dog, you putting on the best impressions and everything ever. But as time settles in, that's when you start learning who people really are.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when men say you choose better and you chose this and you chose that, but in the beginning, while getting to know each other during that time, you watching my baby. I had a baby at the time. Watching my baby, making sure she eat, making sure we eat. I was going through a rough time, making sure we got somewhere to eat. Like, really just looking out, spending time with me. We talk, we laugh, like real, like struggle love.
She right, dude. She right. Sometimes motherfuckers can just be going through shit, and you can't.
You right. You definitely can.
You know what I'm saying? And it just get to the point where a motherfucker be like, man, I done had enough.
Like when you married, y'all really tell each other like everything?
Yes.
Or not?
You should. Yeah.
You supposed to. Everything.
So then, that's why I'm getting lost at. If that's how a marriage goes, then how do you not have these conversations if you know something's wrong with your partner and y'all just don't talk about it?
That's go back to what I be saying. You gotta treat it like business. Even though I know the women hate for me to say that, that's just the best thing I can equate it to. That people don't fuck around about their business. Don't nobody want to be taken advantage of in business or none of that shit. So to me, sometimes you should approach your relationship or your marriage like business. Marriage is a business.
I got John Senior down there. I would like to hear his take on it.
Okay, first of all, marriage can't be a business.
Why not?
Marriage can't be a business is because when you start a business, it's a negotiation. You decide who's going to be the boss and who's not.
Right.
Most people in a marriage thinking it's 50-50. There's no such thing as 50-50 in a relationship ever.
Well,
never can be, never will be. Let me say this.
So just saying, I agree with you. That's what I said earlier.
Right, but I listen to you guys, and the one thing you guys see, the difference. I came in when you were talking about how old school lasts forever. You got to realize, man, what your grandmother and your great grandmother went through was totally different. They didn't work. Their job was to stay at home and raise family, 10, 11, 12 kids. Mm-hmm. Women have educations now. Women have jobs. Women have independence. Women can vote. So that changes all the things in the world. See, the way old school was set up is that a man would go to work 5 days a week and he'd bring that check home on Friday. He'd give mama that check. He got an allowance. He'd leave on Friday night. He might not come back till Monday because he got a family across town. But the bottom line was he came back on Monday and Sunday night, and he went to work on Monday. The difference between your breed or your group of people is that guys don't have the dedication. I hear young people talk about how they're men and how they head a household. Almost every young family, every young black family especially, is really run by a woman. The woman makes you think you running shit, but you're not. Who said that? No, I'm just telling you. That's just the truth.
No, I'm just saying. That's what I said. I was telling you.
I wasn't in on that. But my point is this. Women play dumb. Women play dumb a lot. Women play dumb just so they can try to keep their family together. See, the one thing about social media and this world we live in now, see, a man goes out and he works, he gives mama the money, she takes the kids to the dentist and all that sort of stuff. He don't do that shit. The new world is what? A man, this is what I tell my sons. I said, a man, a father, a good father, he's like a fucking, he's a superhero that nobody knows about. He's like fucking Batman. Nobody knows who the fuck Batman is, right? But the bottom line is, it's your job to do what? To protect and provide for your family. Yep. The problem is that niggas now think you're supposed to be patted on the back. You used to buy your kid a pair of fucking shoes and you go sit down and have a drink and look at TV. Now you buy your kid a pair of Jordans. The first thing you do is get on Facebook and show everybody, look, I got my son a pair of Jordans. Nigga, that's your job.
Yep. Right.
You're not supposed to get you're not supposed to get pat on the back for shit you're supposed to do.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And so what women have learned to do, in the old days, women would hide money because niggas would go out and gamble, hoard up, whatever. But then women always had, but they didn't buy themselves shit. The new world is the woman is saying, fuck that. I can do the same job you can do and make more money. Yep. So what happens? She gets tired of your ass. She puts you out. And what does 90% of the brothers do? They go back home to their mama and they live in the basement. And they play fucking video games all day long.
Or they go to the next woman and do the same shit.
Because there's always
at her house.
There's always a fat girl
with her motherfucking kids. Make some more motherfucking babies.
You gotta remember, there's always a fat woman somewhere with low self-esteem.
Hold on, wait a minute.
No, let me finish. Let me finish. Let me say this.
I understand what you're saying. I'm messing around.
I don't mean physically. I don't mean physically. So, for example, think about it. Think about tax time. At tax time, you go to any local store. What happens? The boyfriend comes back. What does he do? She buys them a hoopty. All the kids got on Jordans and they in Applebee's for 2 weeks. When all that money's gone, what does he do? He go right back where he started.
Yep.
Right. And that shit goes on for on. And the sad part is when the black woman got hip and said, I ain't doing this shit no more, what do the black man do? He go to the fat white woman that no white man wants.
Yep.
That's just the way it is. These black men have become so fucking lazy that the women have had to pick up the slack. It's just that simple.
I agree.
It's
That's
just that
true.
simple.
That's
You
true.
know, whether you want to hear the truth or not. Now, don't get me
1,000%
wrong.
true.
There are some good daddies out there. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
There are some good daddies out there. But normally, when you're a good daddy, you get a fucked up woman. It's just like God plays this game, like where He keeps mixing fucking mix match together. Every now and then,
That's
you'll get a
facts.
team that comes out. You know, like you got my back, I got your back. But normally, man, it's almost like opposites attract. You be a
Yeah.
good, hard-working man, you get a fucking fucked up woman. You're a deadbeat dad. There's a good woman on the other side. It's just
Yep.
weird. It's just
I
weird.
agree 1,000%. I agree, because that's true.
I agree too.
I really appreciate what he said and value it coming from him, like coming from a man. Like that ain't coming from a we ain't saying that's from a man, and a man who knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But see, the difference between me, you guys don't know my history. See, I got 5 fucking kids by 3 different women. You know, I do shit that niggas don't do. My sons will tell you, I'm a hustler for real. I'm a successful, book smart street hustler. So my evaluation on things ain't from the one side or the other. I work with doctors every day, some of the most brilliant fuckers in the world, but there ain't no neighborhood in this city I don't go in when I want to. What you gotta understand, man, most success is luck. You just happen to be in the right fucking place at the right time. You could be the best ball player in the fucking city. That don't mean you're gonna turn pro.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Some of the best people, best athletes in prison.
Yes, and think about it. The same thing with prison. If you really met some niggas in prison, when they get out, they know 3 things very well. They know how to hustle, they know the fucking Bible, and they know that they need to find some motherfucker's house to go live at. It's just that simple.
They need a place to stay.
Yeah, it's some of the smartest fuckers you could ever meet, though.
Right. They smart.
Yeah.
I'm out of there for being a long time, man. I got friends that's just coming out of prison. They smarter than they ever been. You know what I'm saying? 18 years, 15 years, and they got their head on straight.
We're one of the few races. That will take care of your girlfriend's kids and not fuck with your own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, that's strange, man. You know, you pick your kids up when y'all have a what do you call it? When when the family's having a cookout or the family reunion once a year in the summer. Then you want to tell her to get the kids ready. You want to buy them a pair of Jordans, pick their ass up, and take them to the cookout like you've been around all year long.
Right.
You know, don't even know. One of the guys over here working on my house, and I said, well, man, how many kids you got? He said 5. I said, what's their ages? This motherfucker had to get on the phone and call somebody.
Damn.
He ain't no daddy.
Why don't a lot of the men that are good fathers and they're consistent in their children's lives, why don't a lot of them hold these other men accountable who are not but not like straightforward, because you don't want to be in everybody's business, but I'm sure there's brothers and cousins and
that's why,
A1 friends.
you don't want to be in everybody's business.
Right, but I'm saying like, all right, well, you know this guy's a deadbeat, and instead of just like coming out and talking to him about it or just whatever, like, I'm gonna get my kids this weekend, man. You should get yours, and we gonna do this, woo woo, or have some type of small conversation about like just like why isn't there any consistency, like, you know what I mean? Instead of us having to argue and beg and fuss and fuss and cuss.
With my circle of friends, we don't go through that shit. We hold each other accountable, and that's all I can really worry about, because I'm focused on what I got to do.
Call this person your friend, and they can't. And if you fucking up, and they can't be open and honest with you about it, that ain't your real friend.
That's what I'm saying. My circle of friends, we'll tell each other.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed
but
to
we all in our kids' lives. I can't say that to none of my friends. And that's what I'm saying. Right, and that's basically what I told her. Like, I don't know anybody that's around me that don't mess with that. Like I would tell that I check them niggas. Deadbeat daddies. Like growing up, I seen a lot of them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
It's simple. The answer's simple. Look, if you're a family man and you're a married man or you live with a woman and you're a good daddy, you shouldn't fuck with single men. You hang with guys like you. Because the bottom line is, if I come home and have to be home at night to help my kids with my homework, I'm not supposed to be in a club with a motherfucker that don't have no responsibilities.
That's right.
And the bottom line is, you can't. A liar's a liar. A whore's a whore. You can't sit down and tell a man what he don't want to do when you guys don't live the same pattern.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So the bottom line is, if you're a true parent, whether it be man or woman, your objective is to take care of your family. When you come home and you fix a plate, your kid's supposed to eat before you eat. A nigga that runs the street, when you're at the funeral, he's the first fucking in line getting him a plate. He don't care about the kids at the cookout whether they eat or not, because he's been raised. That's my point. Right. And so you can't convince a grown man that lives a certain way to change unless something bad happens to his ass.
But couldn't we switch it? Couldn't we flip it up?
What do you mean?
In other words, before we ask a man how come he's not taking care of his kid and being a deadbeat, couldn't we look at some of these women and say, how you let these bum ass dudes have a baby with you?
But you can't talk them out of it, because the bottom line, most of it, let me say this. Good girls like bad men. It's a fact. You know,
it's going on forever.
That's like a church girl.
Yeah.
Most church girls whose dads have raised them in church, they can't wait to get out there. And when they get out there, they lose their fucking mind. They can't come back. So, you know, have you ever had a sister or somebody you know whose boyfriend's cheating on them or beating them, and you call yourself, okay, we close. I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm gonna tell you. You call yourself pulling a coattail, and next week she's right back with that fucker. Not too many people want a good guy. Nobody wants a motherfucker that opens the door unless it's the first 2 or 3 dates. That's why niggas open the door when they first meet you, and then a week later say, if you don't get in this fucking car, I'm getting ready to pull off.
I say what you said, because it's not, women don't wake up and say, let me find me a bum ass nigga to go have a baby with. You've had a relationship with this person, and I can only speak from my own experiences. You've had a relationship with this person, you see how they are with their own kids or in your kid or whatever, and how you are before you have kids together, it makes you feel safe. Like, you feel like, okay, if we have a baby, we gonna be all right. Like, we're gonna be fine. He's a great dad, and he does this, he does that. But then a lot of men do this. I see this whether you marry, dating, or whatever. When a female gets pregnant, they start acting weird during the pregnancy or after the pregnancy. That's when men start cheating.
I disagree.
I don't know what the pregnancy does to the man, but he starts feeling some type of way, and he either leaves during or after the pregnancy, or shit just goes downhill after the baby's born.
I respect your opinion, but I wholeheartedly disagree with that. What happens is most women have their blinders on. It don't matter what reason, why you have him on, whether he has money, whatever his reasoning is, whatever your reasoning is for you not to see the signs that he gave you. Nobody wakes up on a Tuesday and says, I'm going to start cheating today. No, he was always that way. You just had your blind, not meaning you specifically. I don't want you to get offended, but I'm just meaning in general. Most women have their blinders on. That's what I told a buddy of mine the other day. Women only see what they want to see. It's just that simple. It's no other way around it, because a bum ass dude has always been a bum ass dude. Now, does he become a better man? He can, but he's still a bum ass dude. And the same thing with a woman. Every man on here knew a hoe back in their day. And when you see her at the mall, the first thing you think is, I remember that hoe, because she still in your mind is a hoe. You see what I'm saying? The point that I'm trying to make to you is that nobody wakes up and just, you got pregnant, now I'm gonna start cheating. That's just not how we think. It's men on here, and I think we all would agree on that. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't agree with that. But I'm telling you, most men gave you signs that he was either going to be a bad dad, he wasn't going to keep a job, he needed you for a place to stay. Y'all saw the signs. When I look at some women, the first thing that crosses my mind is 90% of women have a dude moving with them. 90% of women have a man move in with them. That should be a sign. 90% of women are okay with a man having 2 kids. And then y'all get pregnant by him. He wasn't a good dad to his other 2 kids. That's why you just found out.
Some people just don't see what's in front of their face.
That's right. That's why I said they got their blinders on. And I understand why women do certain things that they do, but just how men have to own certain things, women gotta own it too. Y'all know y'all have the power. Y'all know we want to get with you. Y'all know we want to sleep with you. Y'all know we want to spend time with you. And y'all done seen it time after time after time after again. But y'all don't change anything. You know what's going to happen the first week? Like my father said, we're going to open the doors. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then what happens is not all, but most men tend to get comfortable. And once they get comfortable, then it becomes no longer a challenge. Then it becomes boring. And then that's when most men step out. That's just the reality. It's the pattern. And if y'all don't pick up at about 30 and 40, then y'all just going to run the same game over and over, or y'all going to be those women that are always by themselves. You're just raising kids, and you're just raising grandkids, and you're just one of those women. Truth of the matter is nothing ever changes. It's in your face. So when I hear people talking about dudes, first of all, it has to start with the woman. It has to start with y'all. Before we could be dad, you let us raw. You let us go raw. This bum ass nigga went raw. Come on.
Here's the funny thing about relationships. When a man or a young kid or whoever, when he gets with a girl and unplanning, she gets pregnant. They don't live together. She live with his mother, he live with his mother, or they shacking, whatever the case might be. You think about what I'm getting ready to say. Almost 80% of the time, who that girl has her first kid by, he can always come back and screw her later.
That's a fact.
Not
Why do you
all.
say that?
Well, no,
Because it's true.
I'm telling you. I'm not. I don't mean for the entire time of your life. I mean, most of you eventually find somebody, but I'm telling you, right after that pregnancy or the first time he leaves and say we're done, he always knows he can drop by with a G.I. Joe or something, a pizza, put the kids together, and she'll let him screw him. I don't know what the inner feelings, but I think women all want to have a family, and I think they all want to really have a family with one guy. But then when it doesn't start going right, because most men can look you in the face and say they really don't have many bad women. Women become whores. Every now and then, everybody's got a whore in the street from school or whatever. But I'm telling you, most men that are baby daddies, that girl was a good girl until he corrupted her ass, or until she let him corrupt her. And when somebody lets you come back and come and eat and do whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it, you lose respect for it. I've been married 3 times. I've got 5 kids by 3 different women, but all my relationships, I've been in a relationship almost all my life. My oldest son, I was with his mother 7 years. My other 2 sons' mother, almost 15 years. The lady I'm with now, I've been with 20 years. So the point is, it's not about who you with or what you do. The problem is that most men, they don't walk it like they talk it. Yep. Most men say they want a family. Most men wait till they fucking 55, 50 years old when their teeth are falling out. We got a saying at work, so many people are worth more dead than alive. And that means basically that you sat around and ran the streets, the pretty boys, the athletes, the most popular guys in school that everybody knew. And now you fucking grown-ups and you see them at a funeral and you're laughing because this motherfucker ain't got no teeth. He's on drugs. He ain't got no job. And the little fat guy that everybody used to tease, he's the fucking supervisor at Lily's. It only takes 1 fucking minute, 1 fucking second for an argument that you can be laughing. You can wake up with your person in the morning laughing. Y'all joking, all that kind of shit. And somebody say something at lunchtime and you motherfuckers ain't talking no more for 3 days. So my wife tells me all the time, I never apologize. She says, you never apologize. I'm always got to be the one to come back. I'm one of those guys that when I get mad, so I don't click, I just don't talk to you. I just don't fuck with you.
Yeah, that's me
Yep,
too.
that's
You
me.
know,
That's
and
me.
see, and so now you go 3 or 4 days with no fucking vocabulary between two people, and then eventually, usually, the wife gives in. It's like, come on, look, we need to talk. You know, we got kids running around here. You know, your ass is mad because of this and that and so forth. And then next week, you act like the shit never happened. A lot of this shit comes from fucking up. There's no perfect. When you're young, you're supposed to fuck up. When you're young, you're supposed to fuck up your credit. You're supposed to have bills that you don't pay.
Right.
That's the learning curve. That's what grounds your ass. Some of my kids looked at, when I had my first child, I was 20. I don't know jack shit about life. So when you're 19 and 20 and 21 and you have a kid, every fucking day is like on the job training for your ass. Men have a tendency, when the work gets hard nowadays, they fucking leave. Because there's always somebody else on the other side of town that like their ass. And that's where they go. They go where the motherfucker's gonna order a pizza, buy a pack of cigarettes, and give them some beer.
For your divorces, right?
Right.
Did you have to do the alimony or did you have to do lawyers?
No, I've always been blessed to be a hell of a provider, to the point where even when I got to be 25, I'm a street hustler. My kids, and anybody know you, they'll tell you my kids ain't never won for shit, and neither did the mother. Now, but the problem is about that is you got to remember, when you stick your head out there in the public and you become a hustler, everybody wants a part of a motherfucker that looks like he's a bad guy or he's doing well. But the point is that your wife ain't the only one that's seen your ass as being brilliant. These fucking people that got 3 kids, you know, if you're selling clothes and you go to a house and you selling a lady some fucking clothes at Lily's and you got a fucking Escalade and a diamond ring on and a gold watch, just like everybody else thinks, she thinks your ass is a good catch. And what the motherfuckers do? They make a move on you. The old days, men would do that, but they still brought their ass back home at the end of the night. Now niggas don't even come home for 2 days.
So you've been fortunate enough to where you ain't had to have no lawyers involved, no alimony, no courts involved or nothing, no child support, no nothing?
The reason, I've always paid child support. I've paid child support all my life. But this is what I tell my sons, and Derek here, he'll tell you this. When you got to pay child support in the beginning, it's tough as shit.
Boy.
Because it breaks it breaks your plan. Your plan is, see, every nigga wants to come home at the end of the day, whatever your luxury is, beer, drink, weed, whatever, you want to come home in your house, grab a video game or TV or whatever, and sit the fuck down and wait for dinner. When you give up your relationship, you give that shit up. Now that means you gotta, when you get off one job, if you're gonna do it the right way and want to have anything, you gotta go to another fucking job. But you might have to do that for 15 fucking years. Right. That's the only way, you know. Right. But if you're the guy to say 1 job, 2 jobs for 2 people, then you ain't gonna ever have shit. So what do? You know why they got child support? They got child support because niggas would do this. They say, oh shit, you ain't gotta take me down. Ain't no white man gotta tell me how to take care of my kids. But the first time that fucking you go out on a Saturday and you overspend because you got her money in your pocket for your kids, so you spend 20 more than you're supposed to, and then all of a sudden Jordan comes out with something new on Tuesday. Who do you cut out? You cut out the woman and the kids. Because in your mind, you make yourself feel like you're going to put that money back next week. And you don't. You don't. So now you're behind and paying for your kids' shit.
Ain't nothing harder than paying back something.
There you go. And then what do? You duck them.
Yep.
And the next thing you know, mama's telling the kids what? Your dad ain't shit. If you pay $50 a week for child support, how the fuck are you going to come over there and she say, hey, little Bobby wants to go to the zoo with all the other kids and we need $5, and the first thing your ass haul out, fuck, I give you child support every week. Motherfucker, you're giving me $50 fucking dollars. Divide that into 40 hours. Keep in mind, it's the same thing. You got good dads that do well, and you got them fucking women out there ain't worth a fuck either. Yeah. You know, the bitch go get her hair done, and your little girl walking around and her hair looks the same every time you see it. It's like, bitch, learn how to braid. Do something.
Right.
This is the last thing I'm gonna say. You ever been with somebody and y'all fall out and you never can get along with this motherfucker? And then one day you're just sitting there daydreaming and you say to yourself, how could I have fallen in love with this motherfucker?
Yeah.
This ain't the person I fell in love with.
Yeah.
You know, but you grow the fuck up. You got to remember, every day is a maturity for you. The same shit you did last year, you shouldn't be doing that shit next year.
Thanks.
And Derek could tell you, when he got hit with child support, that motherfucker thought, he said, Dad, what am I going to do? I said, I'm going to tell you this, man. Give it some time and you grow into living whatever you can afford to do. That's what a man does. You know, you're not supposed to have on a fucking new jacket and your kid got a windbreaker on and it's cold outside. That ain't how shit supposed to work.
Right.
When you see a nigga with Jordans on all the time and he's sitting around and he's fleecing, he's got 24s on his car and he's in the club every fucking weekend. And then when you see his fucking kids, they got on the same shit he had on last time you saw him. Something's wrong with that motherfucker.
Yep.
And the same thing with a woman. She in the club every weekend. One of my wives, my problem was she liked to party. And she told me, she said, I'm always coming home at time, but my problem was this. You married to me. I don't give a fuck if you like to dance, party, whatever. A woman should not be in a club every weekend. And see, here's the problem. When I'm leaving, I plan to leave. I don't just get mad at a motherfucker on Monday and leave. No. I said, all right, motherfucker, I got something for you. It might be a 30-day plan. But when I'm leaving, I got a new bed, I got an apartment, I got everything I fucking need. So I don't need that shit. And not only that, I want my kids to not realize that they are taking a lick. But it took time to be that way. You don't just be 19 and just leave a motherfucker and have all the luxuries of life and so forth. But the bottom line is, I've always had the mouth. I've always had gab. I've always been able to, you know, I'm one of them motherfuckers that can tell you, I done fucked 9 virgins. You know how hard it is to fuck a fucking virgin?
I'm close to that.
You see what I'm saying? Dude, you can't fucking work at, what was that place you and Evan was working?
Aaron's.
Yeah, you can't be dropping off TVs in the Mexican hood and just think you're gonna leave on Monday and everything gonna be okay. You gotta sit down and evaluate all that shit. You gotta put in some overtime before your ass can leave. And leave that fucking pit bull. That pit bull you think you gotta take, because you can't afford to feed that motherfucker either.
I heard that.
That only changes though if you put in the work. You can't keep your same job and still want to come home every day at 5 o'clock and still think you're gonna leave one day. You ain't gonna leave. Look, all of y'all know, if you've been in any kind of relationship where you live with somebody, there's always something comes up your ass had no idea what's gonna hit you. Even when things are going good, you come home one day, your fucking alternator go out, you got a flat tire, motherfucker broke in your house.
It's always something.
Tooth fell the fuck out. It's just always something. Yeah, but that's life. See, the thing is, niggas think I'm rich, but man, I know what a disconnect notice is. I know what a nigga call me and say, hey man, I've gone to a fucking store and the motherfuckers took the credit card from me right at the counter because I ain't make no fucking payment.
Oh, see, hell no.
If you got just one good partner, everybody I think needs one partner that you don't have to feel you gotta lie to. And sometimes it don't have to be a guy or a girl. Sometimes it can be your mate. You know, because the one thing I've learned as I've gotten older, my wife is my best friend. I told my wife one day, we were sitting there talking, I said, you know, for almost 3 fucking years, I never heard your ass fart. You know,
this
now,
nigga.
we've been together 20 years. She fart all over the place, just like I do. See, so the point is that you get so comfortable, and when you know that you can do that kind of shit or say stupid shit, then you know you're in love with a person. You know that's your person. The other thing is that when you in love with a person, you think about them motherfuckers every day. That's your concern.
That's a fact.
That's what you look at when. Now I'm not the kind of guy. My wife is just the opposite for me. She likes to hug and come and kiss you all the time and all that. But that motherfucker anybody know us. There is nothing I won't do for my wife. I don't give a fuck if it's my kids, my mother, everybody. She's my number one.
It's a fact.
And so all my decision making, all my kids are grown. So all my decision making starts with what makes her fucking happy and me.
Real quick, at his anniversary party, I told y'all, he said one thing. He said, I told her, he said in front of everybody, he was like, it's me and her against everybody else. When I heard that, I came home. I said to my girl, we was sitting on the couch. I think she was doing something. I was like, hey, real talk. My dad said the realest shit today. She was like, what? I told him. I said, that's exactly how I feel. Anytime something go on between us and these kids or what may have you, we raising 5. You understand what I'm saying? So anytime something come up, I always say that to her because that's literally my best friend. And like when you say stuff like that, Dad, when you say like you think about the person every day, I literally said to myself, that is literally my objective daily. I literally think about what I want to do for her or what needs to be done for her or what could be done for her. You know what I'm saying?
If you're in a relationship, whether it be man and woman, woman and man, and you motherfuckers don't laugh and joke and don't find shit funny and have
silly
good times. I'm not talking about going out spending money. I'm talking about just being in the fucking house and like I say, and motherfucker farting in the room and shit like that. If you don't bring that kind of humor in your relationship, it ain't gonna work.
That's a fact.
It ain't gonna work. You know, you got to be able to do shit that don't cost nothing and still have fun, and it don't have to be planned. If you've ever been to my house, you'll notice every child I got, they all got a good sense of humor, and they all quick wit. So if you come over here and you've been in my house and you come over here wearing some raggedy shit, every one of my kids gonna talk about you. They're gonna laugh, they're gonna giggle. They don't mean no harm, but you gotta have a hard shell to hang around my family because we have fun.
So if I don't fart in front of my woman, our relationship ain't gonna work.
Hey man, if you feel you gotta hold your fart around anybody, they're not your friend.
That's a fact. Well, don't fart around me, nigga. We not that close.
Yeah.
I'll report this live stream. You better tell him, Evan. I'll tattletale in a minute.
Nigga said, I don't leave past Evelyn County.
Hey, Eric, I was joking, dog. I don't go past 96.
I remember you said that you would go to the fair just to get you a funnel cake, though.
Hell yeah. That's what I did.
And me and Evan looked at shit.
That nigga looked up how far the drive was.
Huh?
He looked up how far the drive was.
No. We looked up how to make a funnel cake.
Y'all was high. Y'all was high. Hey, Eric. We went on $2 Tuesday. Man, I got 2 funnel cakes. That's all I needed.
This nigga drove from Omaha to Iowa to get a funnel cake.
Wow.
Nigga, don't a funnel cake just sound good? If somebody just came up to you right now and said, you want a funnel cake? You gonna be like, hell yeah, nigga, you want a funnel cake?
Listen, I went and got one 2 days ago. It had strawberries, bananas on. I drove like 15 minutes ago.
It was for a funnel cake. See? That's how I feel.
See, hold on. They don't know Indianapolis, though. They don't know how Indiana is. This nigga live on like 179th Street.
No,
the state fair. The state fair is on 38th Street, nigga.
Yeah.
This nigga drove 100. This nigga drove 10 blocks, nigga, to get there.
Hey,
I live on 100. I live on 131st.
And you heard him say he don't even pass 96th Street on the regular.
No.
So for this reason, he did everything out the ordinary for a fucking funnel cake.
It's a funnel cake.
It's like going to go. It's like
That's all.
It's like coming from your house, going all the way to Chubb's.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did to go get my funnel cake.
But you don't even have to. You don't even have to explain it, my guy. You know why? Because it's for a funnel cake.
Let me say this, y'all. Mike Tyson is the most overrated heavyweight in boxing history. You know I'm a super diehard boxing fan, but that's the fact. And go ahead. I'm sorry, John Senior OG.
Before somebody goes any further, please elaborate on that, because I want to make sure we're talking about. Are you talking about Iron Mike Tyson or some dude on Michigan Road?
Iron Mike Tyson from Brooklyn.
Okay, can you tell us why you say that?
Yeah, tell us why.
One of his peers that came up with him in boxing that he actually beat in a big fight. Like, if you don't realize Mike Tyson, everybody Mike Tyson beat was old fighters. When he was dominating, knocking these motherfuckers out. Larry Holmes got off the couch and fought the nigga. Don King paid him $8 million, got off the couch. You feel what I'm saying? But when he fought Lennox, crushed. When he fought Evander, he got his ass beat so bad he bit the nigga ear off.
Because I'm really trying to learn. I mean, I'm one of those niggas that I like to learn. You feel me? When you start throwing out $8 million, when you start naming facts and stats, I'm like, shit, he knows something I don't. But only thing I want to just say that, just answer this to me. This isn't a debatable point. I'm just curious to hear your opinion. With that being said about Mike, what about the fights we saw, regardless on age, regardless on strength, length, anything, regardless of time, we still can't act like we didn't see this man knock people's heads off. I don't care how old you are when you get into a ring or how big you are. It's no different than if I step to you right now. I'm 47 years old. If I step to you right now and say something crazy, nigga, you're not gonna be like, nigga, this nigga 47. I'm gonna kinda whip his ass. Nigga, it is a fight. You feel me?
You get in a fight totally different from a boxing match. These is guys that's brought up to fight for a living. You understand what I'm saying? They compete for a living like any sport. So when you compete and you beat somebody, the number one question is, who did you beat? Hey, Wilder is?
Yeah.
Okay, remember he was knocking everybody out. He this destructible guy, right?
Right.
But when he had to fight somebody, you remember when he fought Tyson Fury and got on TV talking all that shit about black people and shit?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
By a real boxer.
All sports is based on what? Money. Controlled by the underworld. It's been like that since time. No, we're going to bring him along slow. That's why when you get the guy and he says he's 31 and old, and you be like, well, fuck, who did he fight? So-and-so, so-and-so. And then you say, oh man, he should fight so-and-so. That would be a good fight. But they never put them two together. Because the bottom line is, we don't want a battle. We want propaganda. Look at fucking Taylor Swift. This bitch is worth $1 billion. They're considering her one of the best entertainers of all times.
We know
to
that
us,
ain't true.
There you go. But the bottom line is the hype and the money is put there to make people believe it. That's one thing about America.
Y'all. That's my point.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what they did with Mike Tyson. That's what they did with Ali, with Joe Frazier. Every major fighter, his fights are hand-picked until he gets to a point where there's a big payday. And they ride that out until boxing is nothing like it used to be. You know, everybody in the world used to know who Muhammad Ali was, when Joe Frazier, all these guys. Only young people know these fucking fighters, because the bottom line is no more underworld controls boxing like they used to.
And nobody watches it either, to be honest with you.
That's
only like diehard fans like me.
There you go. And you're the ones that won't buy no fucking tickets. You wait till it come on TV.
Yep, some of us don't buy that shit.
There you go. So the bottom line is, it's not the same money. It's not the same prestige. Even when you guys were sitting there talking about the Michael Jordan and the Michael Jackson, if you go back in the 60s, you got to say Muhammad Ali. Everybody in the world knew who Muhammad Ali was. Motherfuckers in Japan, Italy, Spain, everywhere.
Right. So what you saying is, Starty, that Mike Tyson overrated because of the fighters that he fought?
I don't think he's overrated.
Yeah, no,
I think he was handled by some of the best handlers in the world.
Yeah,
he had the best. When you put the best, Janet Jackson couldn't sing or dance.
No, she
man,
can't
that bitch is
Jackson.
There you go. And they put the money behind her to make the public think she was a bad
see,
motherfucker. She lip
what
synced.
the OG is saying though is what I'm saying about Mike Tyson. That's what I'm saying. Like the
Right.
money was behind him because of
Right.
the persona, the thug.
I see what
You
you're
know what I'm
saying.
saying? That's the biggest selling thing. But if you look at the fighters that had to actually earn their keep, Lennox Lewis was kicking everybody's ass during that
What do you
shit,
think
but he
about
don't get
Floyd?
the same respect. I think Floyd is the truth.
Now, out of those, he went undefeated,
do.
right? How many wins does he have?
50.
So out of that 50, was all of them top fighters? Was some of them old? Was some of them, fat or out of shape?
Champions in boxing
Yeah.
history.
But look at the era.
Respect.
But look at the era he came out of. See, that's the athlete, or you're a performer. And when your peers don't respect your work, you need to take a look at that. When a motherfucker say that they're a great singer, and you get somebody that's considered one of the top singers, and they say, yeah,
Maybe
she's
like,
all right. Yeah, because
right.
out of all them fucking fighters you want to name, Mike Tyson ain't never been no punk. That motherfucker I'm saying he would go in them games in New York, and them motherfucking bodyguards, they would run from that motherfucker because they knew if he tagged you, he gonna put you to sleep. Mike Tyson was getting ready to whoop Derek's ass. Yeah, when Mike Tyson was in prison, the funnel cake man, he was gonna whoop his ass.
It's a true story.
Yeah, that's a true story. He told that motherfucker, if you don't get off that fucking phone, I'm gonna get out of
Sure
jail
will.
and fuck you up.
We was at the president of the Indiana Black Expo crib. I used to go over there and hang out. That's Evan's uncle was president of Indiana Black Expo. So we used to go over there and just hang out all the time. So I used to go over there and just sit on the phone and shit on the couch. Nigga, that phone rang. I said, hello. It was Mike Tyson. Asked to speak to Charles Wills.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I put him on hold.
You put him on hold 3 times. You put him on hold 3 times.
Damn. Tyson is a part of the biggest, not boxing match, but the biggest upset in sports history. Sports history. Buster Douglas. I cried that night, bro. I've been watching that fight.
But you got to remember, man. That's like an NBA game when you're 11-0 in the season, and then you playing Indiana and they 0-5, and so you're getting ready to play them. You don't get hyped. Some people you just don't get hyped for. Some people you look at, man, like, I'm gonna knock this motherfucker out. Don't even cut the fucking car
get
off.
hyped for him. He definitely.
Okay, listen. All right, listen. Who was Muhammad Ali first lost to? Joe Frazier, right?
Yeah, but Joe Frazier was the truth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Another person that was the truth.
Look at the Muhammad Ali fight and Joe Frazier. That was even to this day, that was one of the most hyped up fights of all time. Those were two gladiators that everybody in the world. There you go. The problem with today's boxing is, the problem with today's sports, period, sports all around.
Yeah.
We don't have that heart. We perform for the dollar.
Let you know.